The ancients had a saying, "A tree at the doorstep brings good fortune into the home." This phrase captures a deep Feng Shui belief that the area around the front door is where living energy, wealth, and good luck pass through every single day. And plants placed in exactly that spot have long been regarded as a way of inviting auspicious energy into the home. Yet today, many families buy plants for the front door based purely on instinct, buying what looks beautiful or planting what they see a neighbor growing. Some place a cactus out front. Others set up a drooping willow tree for a romantic look. Some even stand a single plant right in the middle of the walkway. Beautiful as they may be, from a Feng Shui perspective, many of these choices are quietly blocking the very flow of wealth in their own homes, without anyone realizing it. And there you have it. Placing plants at the front door seems simple, but it really is not simple at all. Not every plant brings a good fortune, and not every placement is correct. The right plant in the right spot makes the entryway feel brighter, more open, and better able to receive positive energy. But if you choose thorny plants, wilting plants, overgrown plants, or plants that block the doorway, the front entrance becomes heavy and out of harmony. That is why in today's video, I will share with you 6 plants that should be placed symmetrically on both sides of the front door to help the entryway feel open, balanced, and better able to welcome positive energy. Make sure you watch all the way through, because some of the details are very small, but absolutely decisive, and skipping them would make the whole effort of buying and planting a waste. Before we begin, feel free to leave a comment like, "I am choosing the wealth-attracting plant to welcome good fortune into my home." Now let us go over the important principles first, because even if you choose the right plant, placing it incorrectly will keep the Feng Shui from working the way it should. Plants near the front door act like a filter for living energy, keeping the good in and holding the bad out. But for them to serve that function properly, you need to understand the following 3 core principles. Principle 1. Place them in pairs symmetrically on both sides. This is the single most important thing, and yet many people overlook it. In front door Feng Shui, even numbers represent balance and wholeness. That means plants at the front door must always be placed in pairs. 2 pots, symmetrically on either side. Never place a single plant on its own. Placing one plant right in the center of the walkway creates what is called the door clash, an obstacle cutting straight into the mouth of energy, blocking the flow, keeping wealth from entering the home, and causing the household members to run into constant small troubles and setbacks in everything they try to do. This is a mistake I see many families making, thinking that one large plant in the middle of the entrance looks impressive and beautiful, not realizing they are blocking their own path to wealth. Principle 2. The left dragon should be taller than the right tiger. This principle can be understood simply. When standing inside the house and looking out toward the door, the left side is the green dragon, representing growth, wealth, and helpful people. The right side is the white tiger, representing stability and protection. According to traditional Feng Shui, the green dragon side must be taller or carry more vitality than the white tiger side. If you place a larger, denser plant on the right side, you fall into what is called the white tiger raises its head, meaning the tiger overpowers the dragon. A home in this configuration tends to have conflict and discord within the family, instability, and money that comes in only to go right back out. So remember, 2 pots on both sides. If they are the same size and type, that is ideal. But if they differ, the left plant must be slightly larger than the right one, never the other way around. Principle 3. The plants must be healthy and must not block the door. A wilting, yellowing, or dried out plant placed at the front door is a sign of decline and will draw living energy out of the home rather than in. If a plant starts to look weak, trim it or replace it immediately. Additionally, the plants should never grow so large that they block the front of the house or prevent sunlight from reaching inside, because a home that lacks yang energy will accumulate dampness and yin energy over time, which gradually harms the health of the people living there. These 3 principles may sound straightforward, but I am confident that most of you will find at least one point where your current setup is not quite right. And now, here are the 6 best plants to place symmetrically on both sides of the front door. I will begin with the one regarded as carrying the clearest and most direct meaning of attracting wealth. Plant 1, the fragrant dracaena. This is the plant that Feng Shui practitioners and business-owning families alike most highly favor when they want to activate wealth energy for their homes. The fragrant dracaena's remarkable biological qualities are exactly what give it such powerful Feng Shui meaning. If you look closely, you will notice that this plant has an almost extraordinary vitality. When its trunk is cut, seemingly killed, new green shoots push out right from that same cut. The plant regenerates on its own, rising again from what seemed like nothing. The ancients observed this quality and assigned it a beautiful meaning: rebirth, unstoppable growth, rising up even in the face of adversity. If you are in business, just starting out, or going through a difficult period and trying to rebuild, this meaning speaks directly to what you need. In terms of the 5 elements, the fragrant dracaena carries a beautifully supportive interaction. Its deep green leaves represent the wood element, while its sap carries a faint red tone representing fire. In the 5-element cycle, wood feeds fire. Wood burns to become flame. This mutual support relationship creates a continuously growing flow of energy, well suited for those seeking recognition, passion, and breakthroughs in their work. And here is something few people know. When the fragrant dracaena blooms, that is a sign that wealth is on its way. The plant rarely flowers. It may take several years of growing before you see a single bloom. When it does, small clusters of ivory white flowers appear and release a soft, gentle fragrance at night. In Feng Shui belief, when this plant spontaneously blooms in your home, it means the household is about to receive financial good fortune, smooth progress in work, and the arrival of a major opportunity. So if one day you step out your door and find your fragrant dracaena in bloom, do not treat it as an ordinary event. Prepare yourself to receive good news. As for placement, choose 2 pots of the same size and height and set them symmetrically on both sides of the door, spaced a comfortable distance away so they do not block the walkway. The ideal height is about 4 to 6 feet, or 1.2 to 1.8 meters. Not so short that they lose their presence, and not so tall that they block the door. Choose plants with multiple stacked wooden sections, as each section symbolizes a step up in advancement. There is a popular saying, fortune stalk, that comes from this very idea. For the pots, go with muted tones, brown, black, or stone-veined ceramic, so the green of the leaves stands out. And if your birth element aligns with odd numbers, each side can hold 3 or 5 wood sections, but the two pots together must still form a symmetrical pair. Plant 2, the Areca palm. In classical Feng Shui, the Areca palm belongs to the Gate Guardian group. This group has a very clear role. Placed at the gate or on both sides of the front door, these plants guide good energy in and block bad energy out. If you look at the hundreds of plant species available, very few have the form of the Areca palm. A straight trunk, evenly spaced nodes, no sprawling branches or leaves at the base, the canopy gathered neatly at the very top. Why is this the form that Feng Shui values most for the front door? Let me explain. The Areca palm belongs to a group of plants that draw energy upward, pulling energy from the ground up through the trunk and dispersing it through the canopy. While most full canopied plants press energy downward, trapping it right in front of the door, the Areca palm does the opposite. It pushes energy upward. Feng Shui calls this wealth energy in ascent. Wealth enters and moves in an upward direction, never sinking, never pooling in stagnation. If you are in business or working a career and hoping for a raise or a promotion, this is exactly the energy posture you need. Now, the second quality of the Areca palm, what Feng Shui practitioners call rising step by step. Look closely at the trunk of an Areca palm. Evenly spaced nodes, one after another, running straight from the base to the crown. No bends, no curves, no breaks. In the principles of plant form reading within Feng Shui, a straight trunk with even nodes is considered extremely auspicious. Each node is one step. The household's financial fortune and career advancement climb steadily along those nodes, evenly, without interruption. This is what places the Areca palm in the category of steady, enduring wealth. Very different from plants that bring money in quickly, but let it go just as fast. The Areca palm helps wealth accumulate over time, climbing steadily rung by rung. That is the difference. The shape of a plant in Feng Shui is not a matter of beauty. It is a matter of whether fortune rises or falls. The third quality of the Areca palm, blocking yin energy and building up yang energy. This is the quality that households in the following situations need to pay special attention to. Homes facing a hospital, a cemetery, an abandoned building, homes at the end of a deep alley with little sunlight, or front doors facing north. All of these positions fall into a state of yin dominance, more yin energy than yang. And here is what you must remember. In Feng Shui, wealth belongs to yang energy. When yang is weak, money may come in, but it will not stay. Whatever you earn, you spend just as fast and nothing accumulates. The Areca palm addresses exactly that condition. Its tall trunk draws in sunlight. Its canopy at the top absorbs the light. And the entire tree radiates yang energy down into the area around the door. Two palms placed symmetrically on both sides of the front gate become two pillars of yang energy standing guard, blocking yin energy from flooding in from outside while holding the wealth energy inside the home. I already know what you are going to ask. Can the Areca palm be placed in an apartment? Straight answer, no. The Areca palm needs soil, space, and a proper setback from the gate to the front door. For apartments and narrow hallway entrances, choose a different plant. I will cover those in the plants that follow. For ground-level homes, Here is how to place it correctly. Choose 2 trees of the same height and canopy and place them symmetrically on both sides. The ideal height is about 5 to 8 feet, which is roughly 1.5 to 2.5 meters. Remember the principle mentioned at the beginning. The left dragon must be taller than the right tiger. If there is any difference between the 2 trees, the left one must be slightly taller than the right, never the other way around. Choose large, sturdy pots, terracotta or stone. A small pot will not hold the tree upright, and a tree that leans and sways means the energy leans and sways too and cannot hold its position. Finally, the Areca palm needs sunlight. This is non-negotiable. In locations where winter temperatures drop below 41 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about 5 degrees Celsius, the trees will need a sheltered covering or should be moved to a wind-protected area. Plant 3, the ZZ plant. This is the plant that nearly every shop, office, and business that takes Feng Shui seriously keeps at the entrance. And it is also the one most trusted by entrepreneurs and merchants when they want to activate cash flow. Why is the ZZ plant considered such a powerful symbol of wealth attraction? Look closely at its form. The leaves are thick, fleshy, glossy green, growing in perfect symmetry along both sides of the stem, stacking in layers that reach straight upward. The ancients looked at this and immediately saw the image of old coins strung on a cord, each leaf a coin, each stem a string. And the leaves keep growing without stopping, layer upon layer, symbolizing the continuous accumulation of wealth, money generating more money, assets multiplying without end. The ZZ plant's 5-element properties are notable. The plant carries the wood element in its green leaves, but its stems and petioles are fleshy and moisture-filled, belonging to the water element. In the 5-element cycle, water feeds wood, water nourishes the tree. This mutual support relationship is very favorable for financial energy because water in Feng Shui governs money. Placing a ZZ plant at the front door is much like directing a small stream of water into the home. And as the ancient saying goes, mountains govern the people, water governs wealth. One function that few people notice is the ZZ plant's ability to hold wealth in place. Pay close attention here, because this is what sets it apart from many other wealth-attracting plants. Some plants draw money into the home, but the ZZ plant does not just draw, it holds. Its thick, fleshy leaves, packed tightly together like fish scales, carry the meaning of accumulation in Feng Shui, holding things in so they do not flow away. Many people find that no matter how much they earn, it is gone before they know it. Money comes in and slips away somewhere. That is the state of wealth that does not settle. Placing a pair of ZZ plants at the front door supports the flow of money so that it not only enters but stays. Now for the part you need most, how to place it correctly. The ZZ plant does not need to be as tall as the fragrant dracaena. A moderate height of about 2 to 3 feet, which is roughly 60 to 100 centimeters, is perfectly fine. Choose 2 pots with even, well-spread canopies and thick, glossy leaves, then place them symmetrically on both sides of the door. For pots, choose warm gold tones, ivory white, or light veined ceramics. Avoid pots that are too dark in color, because in Feng Shui, a dark pot suppresses the plant's positive energy, reducing its effectiveness. And here is what I personally appreciate most about the ZZ plant. It is highly drought tolerant and can thrive in low light conditions. For those of you living in apartments or hallway entrances where direct sunlight never reaches, who have tried other plants only to watch them yellow and slowly die, the ZZ plant is the solution. It is virtually the only plant in this list that genuinely works in those conditions. Plant 4, the sweet osmanthus. On the outside, the sweet osmanthus is nothing remarkable. A sturdy woody trunk, a plain, somewhat old-fashioned silhouette, tiny clusters of white or pale yellow flowers tucked among the leaves, releasing a scent that is clean and full without being sharp. Walk past a sweet osmanthus in bloom and you will know immediately the fragrance carries far and clearly, but never overpowers. Yet it is precisely that plain exterior that conceals an exceptionally rare Feng Shui quality. The sweet osmanthus is regarded as a plant that gathers the energy of all 5 elements: metal, wood, water, fire, and earth within a single trunk. Think about it. Its sturdy woody trunk belongs to wood. Its white and pale yellow flowers belong to metal. Its deep-reaching roots embedded in the ground belong to earth. The fragrance it disperses into the surrounding space belongs to fire. The sap and living energy circulating through the trunk belong to water. 5 elements, 1 plant. In the entire world of Feng Shui plants, this is something you can count on one hand. The practical meaning of this is clear. In Feng Shui, each household's birth element corresponds to one of the 5 elements, and each element is compatible with a different group of plants. Sometimes you hear a plant praised as excellent, but when you bring it home and place it, it does not resonate with your element and never quite activates. With the sweet osmanthus, that problem does not exist. Every birth element can use it. Metal, wood, water, fire, earth. Whoever places a sweet osmanthus at the front door will activate the energy flow that corresponds to their own element. That is an extraordinarily rare quality that most other Feng Shui plants simply cannot offer. There is one more function of the sweet osmanthus I want you to know about. Its ability to neutralize hostile energy at the front door. Those of you whose homes face any of the following situations need to pay particular attention. A road pointing directly at your door. Feng Shui calls this the spear thrust formation, or a sharp corner of a neighboring building angling directly toward your front door, called the needle corner formation. Both of these are streams of hostile energy driving straight into the home, scattering wealth and causing the household members to encounter ongoing small problems and setbacks. The sweet osmanthus is used in Feng Shui like a natural charm to neutralize both of these formations. Its fragrance and vital energy are believed to soften and dissolve hostile energy streams before they can reach the door. This is a function that very few other plants can replicate. Now for how to place it correctly and make sure your money is well spent. The sweet osmanthus is a woody tree that grows slowly and can reach about 5 to 10 feet tall at maturity, which is roughly 1.5 to 3 meters. It suits homes with a yard or a gate. Narrow apartment hallways are not the right fit, and for those spaces, you should choose a different plant. 2 trees of the same size and age, placed symmetrically on both sides of the front door. Remember the principle: the left dragon must be taller than the right tiger. The tree on the left must be slightly taller than the one on the right. And here is the most important point. Engrave this in your memory. The sweet osmanthus only activates its Feng Shui function when the tree is in bloom. All of its wealth-attracting energy resides in its fragrance. No flowers means no fragrance. No fragrance means the function has not yet been activated. So when you go to buy one, choose a tree that is already mature enough to bloom, or at minimum, one that already has buds. Do not buy a young, inexpensive sapling and wait 3 or 4 years. During that entire time, the Feng Shui function remains at 0. It is better to spend a little more on a mature tree than to stand a young one outside your door and wait indefinitely for results that never come. One more note: the sweet osmanthus prefers gentle light and does not tolerate harsh, all-day, direct sun. If your front door faces west and gets direct afternoon sun, you will need either a shade cover or a position tucked slightly out of the direct beam. Burnt leaves, a weakened tree, no flowers, and every bit of Feng Shui effectiveness is gone with them. Plant 5. The snake plant. Among Feng Shui plants, some are grown to inviting wealth, inviting fortune, inviting helpful people into your life. But there are also plants grown to protect. And in that protective group, no name carries more authority than the snake plant. One look is all it takes to understand why. The leaves stand perfectly upright, firm, rigid, pointed like blades reaching toward the sky. That form, that presence, is what earned it the name snake plant, conjuring the image of a powerful guardian standing watch, eyes never leaving the door, not a single stream of energy able to pass through without being noticed. In the principles of Feng Shui form reading, leaves that grow upright, firm, and reaching upward are symbols of strong protection. This is why the snake plant is placed in the house guardian category. Plants that stand watch over the home, preventing bad energy from entering and exiting freely, and more importantly, keeping good energy from leaking out. Placing 2 pots of snake plants on either side of the front door is the equivalent of raising 2 invisible barriers right at the mouth of energy. Good energy and wealth energy can enter freely, but hostile energy and negative energy, the forces that cause wealth to drain, are stopped outside the door. There is one more quality that makes the snake plant exceptional at retaining wealth. The dark green leaves edged in gold are a combination of 2 powerful elements: wood and earth. Wood is growth. Earth is accumulation, holding ground, sustaining stability. The 2 elements standing together on a single leaf create a very auspicious formation. Wherever wealth energy is generated, the earth element holds it right there. Do you see the significance? The snake plant is not a plant for drawing more wealth into the home. It is a plant for turning the wealth you already have into lasting accumulated assets. It is the piece that completes the other wealth-attracting plants. Once you have drawn wealth in, you need the snake plant to make sure it stays. And here is something very few other plants can offer. The snake plant works around the clock. Most plants only photosynthesize during the day and rest at night. The snake plant belongs to a very rare group that continues to photosynthesize even after dark. Feng Shui takes this natural characteristic and assigns it a very specific meaning. The snake plant stands guard 24 hours a day, on duty in the day, still on duty through the night. When the whole family is asleep, when the doors are closed, when everything seems to have gone quiet, it still stands there, still holds its post, still keeps the energy inside the home from leaking out. This is why Feng Shui calls the snake plant the silent guardian of the home. The greatest advantage the snake plant has over the other 5 plants in this list is that it works for every type of home. Apartments, hallway entrances, ground floor houses, villas with yards, it can go anywhere. It does not grow tall, does not take up much space, is highly drought tolerant, handles low light well, and requires almost no maintenance. If you are busy, travel frequently for work, or simply do not have much time to tend to plants, the snake plant is the safest choice you can make. It is virtually impossible to go wrong with. Choose 2 pots of the same size and place them symmetrically on both sides of the front door. The ideal height is about 2 to 3 feet, which is roughly 60 to 100 centimeters. Choose a variety with thick, upright leaves and clear gold edging. The more pronounced the gold border, the stronger the earth element energy, and the greater the plant's ability to hold wealth in place. And here is something I see many people get wrong when buying. The snake plant comes in many varieties. Some have short, low-spreading leaves that drape downward. Those are suited for desks or room corners, not for entryways. For placement at the door, you need the variety with tall, upright, firm leaves reaching straight up. That is what matches the sword guarding the door spirit that Feng Shui calls for. Buying the wrong variety means all the protective function is lost. The plant may still be beautiful, but wealth will keep flowing out as if nothing had changed. Plant 6, the ornamental bamboo. In Feng Shui, bamboo holds a position that very few plants can match. The ancients placed bamboo among the 4 gentlemen, alongside the plum blossom, the orchid, and the chrysanthemum, representing integrity, resilience, and noble purity. Its trunk grows straight. Its nodes are clearly and evenly defined. It stays green throughout all 4 seasons. And it is precisely those qualities that Feng Shui borrows to explain bamboo's very distinctive way of attracting wealth. Ornamental bamboo attracts wealth through 2 Feng Shui qualities that most other plants cannot offer. First quality, bamboo grows in clusters, carrying the energy of wealth that multiplies without end. Look carefully. The Areca palm stands alone. The fragrant dracaena stands alone. The sweet osmanthus stands alone. Only bamboo grows in groups. One new shoot follows another. Each generation carries the next forward. Roots weave into each other in a dense tangle beneath the ground. Plant a bamboo grove today, and a few years from now, you will find it has become a full thriving cluster. Feng Shui looks at this growth pattern and calls it endless multiplication. Wealth generating more wealth, money generating more money with no interruption. This quality is extraordinarily valuable for those of you building a long-term business or a lasting career. Some wealth-attracting plants are very powerful in the short term, but gradually weaken over time. Ornamental bamboo does not work that way. It keeps growing, keeps regenerating, keeps spreading. The wealth energy it carries works the same way. Steady, continuous, without stopping. Second quality, bamboo's intertwined roots keep wealth rooted and lasting. There is a principle in Feng Shui that you must remember. If there is discord in the home, wealth cannot stay. No matter how much you earn, if there is constant conflict between spouses, disputes between siblings, or tension among family members, money will find its way out through exactly those fractures. The image of a bamboo grove, trunks leaning on each other for support, roots interwoven tightly beneath the earth, is regarded in Feng Shui as a symbol of a harmonious household, where everyone is aligned and working together. Placing bamboo on both sides of the front door does not just attract wealth into the home, It strengthens the very foundation, the root system, so that wealth has somewhere to settle and stay. This is what sets the ornamental bamboo apart from the other 5 plants in this list. The others focus on drawing wealth in or holding energy in place. Ornamental bamboo goes one level deeper. It works on the root of the household itself, because Feng Shui holds that a harmonious household is the foundation that allows wealth to exist at all. Here is how to place this plant correctly. The ornamental bamboo's great strength is its flexibility across all types of homes. Ground floor homes with a yard, plant 2 symmetrical clusters on either side of the gate or front door. Apartments and hallway entrances, place 2 large ceramic pots symmetrically on either side. The Feng Shui effect still holds. The ideal height is about 3 to 5 feet, which is roughly 1 to 1.5 meters, tall enough to create a guardian presence at the door without blocking the front of the house. And with that, we have covered the complete set of 6 best plants to place symmetrically on both sides of the front door to attract wealth and welcome good fortune into your home. When choosing your plant, do not try to place all 6 at once. Choose 1 or 2 that best suit your type of home, your birth element, and your most important goal for your family right now. 1 plant placed correctly is worth far more than 6 plants placed at random with none of them working. And do not forget the 3 foundational principles I covered at the beginning. Always place in pairs symmetrically, left side taller than right side, and keep the plants healthy without blocking the doorway. Leave out even one of these, and the effectiveness drops significantly. Wishing you and your family abundant wealth, a peaceful household, and smooth sailing in everything you do. See you in the next video.